So if you've probably been watching my videos, you can probably guess that I did not end up keeping the other alter ego shoulder bags from Coach. The black one I mentioned I didn't like because of the white logo on the black bag. It was just not subtle enough, but if you can tell from my last video about the March Sherwood bag where I compared it to the Coachtopia bag, I didn't really like the honey color either. It was too golden. But I did say in that same video, if they came out with a maple color, it would be perfect. And guess what? They did. So this is the new Coachtopia alter ego bag in the large size in the maple color. And as you can see, the logo is very subtle, tone on tone, and it is much larger and much slouchier as a result. So this is what that looks like in the front and the back. And I do like this better because on the smaller bag I noticed that the little snap button would protrude out onto the other side, so you can kind of see like a little indent or like a little knob at the back. But this one I don't see at all. For the most part, the bag is very similar, just on a larger scale. The squares are pretty even. I don't have any squares that are like very different in texture. They're mostly smooth. I know in some bags there are squares that are very textured and others that are very smooth, but this one looks pretty even. And I am filming this on my new Osmo Pocket 3, the DJI camera. So it's in 4K, but let me know how this compares to the Sony that I usually film on. And as I mentioned in my previous alter ego reviews or introductions of the bag, the leather is quite thin, so even for such a large bag, this bag is very lightweight. This is what the base looks like. It's just smooth on the bottom. And one snap pocket in the inside and a light colored fabric interior. As for the shoulder bag, there are a few holes so you can adjust it, and it does come with a separate crossbody strap. It's such a large bag, I don't know if I'll ever use the crossbody because I don't know, it just looks a little too big and oversized crossbody wise, but I think I'll be using this mostly as a shoulder bag. I think this bag is definitely a keeper. It's not as dark as the black, which I thought was too subtle, but darker than that honey, which was too light and golden for me. I think this one will age well, age better, and I think the squares aren't so subtle, like the pattern isn't so subtle that I can't see it. So this is I guess this is my Goldilocks bag. Perfect size, perfect shape, very lightweight, great color, and no visible logo. I mean, the logo is very, very subtle. You can barely see it. So really loving this. I think this one, yeah, for sure, I will definitely keep. So as in my last video about the Latico leather bags, this portion of the video will be filmed using my Sony ZV1 II, and this is how, I mean, in case the quality is vastly different, there's at least I have something on record. But let me zoom in on the leather, and you can basically see how this leather looks. It's, for the most part, it's very even. I mean, the textures look very similar. They look very similar. I mean, there's not one patch that looks wildly different than the other. Pretty smooth, I would say, right? So overall, I am very pleased with the bag. I do love the color. It's rich and dark and like this chocolatey brown. Not too dark where you can't see the pattern, but not too light where I'm worried about it developing weird stains or scratches and having it show. The only thing I'm worried about is the stitching. I hope these stitches are very secure and I don't end up getting like having these threads fray and come apart, because I don't know how well these patches are sewn on. So if these threads start going, I don't want patches flying off and, you know, like the corners peeling off and whatever. But yes, very beautiful bag. Hope they restock. Hope everybody gets their chance to get this bag. I mean, they did also come out with new colors for the original size in this new like multicolor pattern, which I don't know. Like, I'm not too into the multicolor ones. Not even the black and white checkerboard print or the original multicolored print they had. It's just a little too much for me. I do prefer plainer, more classic looking bags. So I do really like this. I think it's finally like more than scratched my itch for a slouchy shoulder bag. This ticks all the boxes for me. So very, very satisfied. And I think my search for that perfect slouchy bag is over. I think this is it.